Hello everyone, welcome to my second video. This is class 19. How's everyone? Hope you all had a great Christmas. I had a very busy Christmas. I'm kind of sick as well, so it's always fun.
What happened here?
Anyway, we're finally on Eden Prime. It's pretty desolate, as you can tell. Lovely red sky. Usually a bit of an indication. Oh, pop-ups. Sorry, forgot to turn them off. Try and remember for next time. Right, the aiming system. Slightly backwards controls if you have played the Mass Effect 2 and 3. It's kind of took me ages to get used to it, and I didn't realise you could change the controls, which you can. If you go into the settings menu, you can invert them essentially. So you can go put them back to R1 and L1 as opposed to L2 and R2, because that's just silly. Anyway, these are the various guns. You get basic pistol, shotgun, assault rifle, sniper rifle, and so forth, but you have to be trained in them all. I think as a Vanguard you have pistols and shotguns at first, that's it. Soldiers I think get all four in the beginning, as you would expect. Aiming at gas bags, always funny. So you'll see my aim is pretty bad in the beginning because I didn't realise you could change the controls, so I'm using the default controls, which are pretty weird because I'm so used to L1 and R1 to aim and fire. So we're hunting for things, trying to find where to go. It's around this corner. Oh, what is that? That looks like a chest to me, or a crate. Yes it is. Weapon upgrade. You can upgrade your weapons with mods, various mods. You can also upgrade armor actually as well. That weapon mod that we just got was to increase the damage, which is quite nice. Yeah, so if we go up here, what's up here, I wonder. Jenkins always, you just know something bad's gonna be around the corner. You get lots of burned bodies and whatnot. Oh, here we go. This is amusing, I bet. What could possibly be round this corner? And oh. And Jenkins lasted all of 2 seconds, as always. Right, so this fight is basically just to get used to the controls and the mechanisms and whatnot. My aiming's terrible, as you can tell. Still not used to the controls. Now, if you look at the bottom left, you'll see that the red bar glow. Because in this game you have an overheating mechanic as opposed to thermal clips. So if you continuously fire your gun, your weapon will overheat and you have to wait for the bar to go back down to use it again, as opposed to just reloading normally like a regular gun. You just saw a bit of the power wheel, which is pretty similar anyway to 2 and 3, unless you've not played any of the Mass Effect series, in which case you press L2 or R2, I think it's R2, isn't it, to bring up the power menu, and you can cycle through each member's powers and use them like that. So now I think I spend quite a long time wandering around because I recorded this one night a week or so ago, and I was really tired, completely out of it really. Probably shouldn't have been playing, instead sleeping. And for some stupid reason, I mean the path is ridiculously linear actually, because all you have to do is where Jenkins got shot, you literally just go and examine his body. But anyway, yeah, so I wander around exploring things for a little bit because clearly I had no sense of direction on the night I recorded this. You'll get to see the map screen shortly because I even had to look at the map, which is quite embarrassing to say the least. Yeah. But whilst we're running around, I'll talk a bit about the graphics, what I think of the graphics. And considering this game was made in 2007, I think it's aged very, very well. 5 years is a heck of a long time, as we all know, in technology, and things progress very quickly. But I think, you know, it must have been remarkable. I remember at the time I saw it and I thought, wow, for a next-gen game it's amazing. So, yeah, I mean, obviously Mass Effect 3, horrendous, is just like far advanced graphics-wise, but this, it really has stood the test of time quite well, I think. Things are, there you go, there's the map screen. You can see the camp right at the top. That's all you have to do. You go straight towards it. It's just a very, very straight path. But, you know, stupid me. Yes, I was having a womanly moment, I think, that night. Can't read maps. No sense of direction. Anyway. Yeah, apart from the face models, actually, going back to the graphics, Anderson's face model is horrendous. He looks like a frog. His eyes are all popping out. I don't even know what's going on with his face, quite frankly. I have no words for how ugly he is in this game. Poor guy. Anyway, here's Jenkins.
We'll see that he receives a proper service once the mission is complete. But I need you to stay focused.
Aye, aye, sir.
Poor Jenkins. Actually, not poor Jenkins, who deserved it. He's a freaking idiot anyway. I mean, he did a total Leroy, as we all know. Now here it explains about Metagel and Omnigel. Well, if you played the other two games, you'll know what Metagel is. That's to heal your squad in the midst of combat. Once I bring up there you go, right, bottom left, you'll see the number 5 in the triangle symbol. All you have to do is press triangle and it will use Metagel. Omnigel, however, is used, well, later on you'll see you can hack various doors and chests and whatnot to gain access to. And, oh, shut up, Nihilus. Yes, we know that. We could clearly see the bodies. Anyway, you can also repair vehicles with Omnigel. Later on, you'll see you get a vehicle. It's pretty hilarious. That was an armor upgrade. Shield battery gives you 40 shields to your armor if you install it, which is very nice. See, that explains how to direct your squad members, and to be honest, I use it sparingly because in 2 and 3 the AI, from my experience, was your squad members' AI was that bad that they ended up, you directed them behind cover and they then ended up just standing on top of it and just waving their arms and just going, woo, shoot me, and just die anyway. So you just think, oh, just leave them to it. Yeah, because it, especially on higher difficulties, I found that when playing Insanity, for instance, they'd die, they'd be even more stupid when you'd hope your squad members' AI would be better, but no, it wasn't. So I presume, largely in this game, that it would probably be quite bad still. So I would mostly let them do what they want, because I've kept, for this playthrough, I've kept the squad power usage as automatic instead of having me do it, because I'm still getting used to the game. Aha! There's a familiar face. I think we all know who that is. I'm not her biggest fan, quite frankly. I just find her pretty douchey. And this looks rather painful. Oh, I wonder what goes on here. Oh, ouch. Yeah, we know what happens to people when they get shoved on spikes by Geth, right? Well, humans. Unless you've not played, in which case, well, you'll find out later. Right. So this next bit, we help Ashley kill these troopers. They are harder than the drones, but still at this stage, very basic. They die pretty quickly. I don't have overload or anything to overload their shields, but you just throw a few powers at them and they'll die very fast. So, which is quite nice. See, I'm still getting used to the controls. I just pressed the wrong button again because it's no cool, not cool. Anyway, I just ignore her, wander past, and get this chest instead. Oh, ammo upgrades. So again, you can have equip different ammos for various different situations.
Gunnery Chief Ashley Williams of the 212.
Anyway, this is a cutscene.
You the one in charge here, sir?
Are you wounded, Williams?
A few scrapes and burns, nothing serious. The others weren't so lucky. Oh man. We were patrolling the perimeter when the attack hit. We tried to get off a distress call, but they cut off our communications. I've been fighting for my life ever since.
Where's the rest of your squad?
We tried to double back to the beacon, but we walked into an ambush. I don't think any of the others... I think I'm the only one left.
This isn't your fault, Williams. You couldn't have done anything to save them.
Yes, sir. We held our position as long as we could, until the Geth overwhelmed us.
The Geth haven't been seen outside the Veil in nearly 200 years. Why are they here now?
They must have come for the beacon. The dig site is close, just over that rise. It might still be there.
We could use your help, Williams.
Aye, aye, sir. It's time for payback.
What else do you know about the Geth?
Just what I remember from history class back in school. They're synthetics, non-organic life forms with limited AI programming, created by the Quarians a few centuries ago. They were supposed to be a source of cheap labor, but ended up turning on the Quarians and drove them into exile. Well, after that, they just kind of disappeared behind the Perseus Veil. Nobody's really heard much from them since.
Tell me everything you know about the beacon.
They were doing some digging out here to extend the monorail and expand the colony. A few weeks ago, they unearthed some Prothean ruins, and the beacon. Suddenly, every scientific expert in the colony was interested. That's when they brought us in to secure the site. I don't know much about the beacon itself, but I heard one of the researchers say this could be the biggest scientific discovery of the century.
What happened to the researchers at the dig site?
I don't know. They set up camp near the beacon. The 232 was with them. Maybe their unit fared better than mine.
Describe what happened leading up to the attack.
We were sent out a couple of nights ago from the main colony to secure the area. Seemed like a routine patrol, until the Geth hit us. We never knew they were coming.
Have you seen a Turian Spectre around here?
There aren't any Turians on Eden Prime. None that I've ever met. Not sure I'd be able to tell if one was a Spectre anyway.
If you saw this guy, you'd know. Carries enough firepower to wipe out a whole platoon. Luckily, he's on our side.
Sorry. Like I said, no Turians.
I honestly wish there was an option, or there is an option basically to tell to F off, but I'm supposed to be the nice Paragon. So yeah. Anyway, power, this is the level up screen, and as you can see it's fairly similar to the other games. If you haven't played any of Mass Effect, well, this is where you can read about each different option and put points into them. It's fairly, standard for an RPG. Charm and Intimidate basically give you extra points and conversation options. So you want, if you're going the Paragon route, you want to go for Charm. If you're going Renegade, you want to go for Intimidate. And I would recommend increasing those early on, because they basically give you access to conversation options that you otherwise probably wouldn't have. It helps you unlock certain situations easier as well. You get store discounts and all sorts of nice things like that. So any other thing, well, if you notice when I did Caden, it's decryption and electronics were on his, and unless you have a character that has an 8 hacking ability, you need someone with those, otherwise you cannot hack things. So you want to keep someone in your squad with that ability all the time. Now I just picked up my first piece of armor, which is very cool. So I need to go to the equipment menu. No, this is the level up screen. Bad class. Anyway, so the equipment menu's at the top there. There we go. Extremely long-winded explanation, but to be fair, this screen is fairly self-explanatory. Just look around, it'll tell you what to do with things, what to press and whatnot. Anyway, so you can cycle through each of your guns. You can equip upgrades using square. Biotic amp is obviously increases your biotic abilities. Then here's the armor screen. So the Scorpion 1 is the armor I just picked up. It's a light armor. As a Vanguard you can have up to medium armor. It goes all the way up to heavy armor, so light, medium, heavy for other classes as well. You can preview the armor, what it looks like, and obviously there are the stats, and as you can see it's a lot better than the starting armor that I have. So I think I'll equip that, which is quite nice. You can put upgrades in armor using square as well. You can toggle his helmet on and off. I keep the helmets on because I feel that it looks more realistic. Yes, I know that's odd for a sci-fi game, but I don't know, I quite like the helmet. It just adds something. I mean, you come on, you're in a firefight and you're not wearing a helmet. Okay, you just don't get shot in the head and die. So anyway, so how I see it. Unless you particularly want me to keep his helmet off, in which case I could do that too. So this is an explanation of the cover system, and it must admit it took me a while to get used to, because I'm used to pressing the X button when you run up to something and he squeezes behind it, as opposed to having to just sort of press the directional buttons to run up to it, and he sort of presses against it. To crouch you need to press L3, and again do the same and you'll run up to it. And if you want to peep out you just press your aim button, so that'll be L1 if you've changed the controls, or L2 if you haven't, if you've got the default. Now you can use grenades if you press select. You can use a timer and then detonate, but I wouldn't, they're not worth it. I suppose they're a distraction in some ways, but they really have very little damage, and they're nowhere near as good as later games when you get grenades, because grenades are stupidly overpowered, particularly in Mass Effect 3. In fact, do they even have them in 2? Probably not. Yes, and it just said you could storm, which is basically sprint. You can sprint past enemies, but you can only sprint for a very short time, which I think is pretty crap. And then you've got to wait until you're not fatigued. Anyway.
This is the dig site. The beacon was
So,
right here. It must have been moved.
this is very small
Hard to say.
cutscene, so
Maybe we'll know
I'll
more
talk
after
through
we
this.
check out the research camp.
You think anyone
Now
got
we're
out of
coming
here
to the
alive?
end
If
of
they
this
were
video.
lucky.
So
Maybe
I
they'd be
hope
hiding up in the
you've all
camp.
enjoyed it,
It's
and I
just at the
hope
top of this
that
ridge, up the
I've
rise.
actually improved the audio in this. I think my voice is a lot louder than it was in the first video, so I hope the balance between the audio and the gameplay and stuff is a lot better. Nyla's just quiet. So I'll just open this chest quickly. Nice new guns and stuff, very nice. Anyway, so yeah, please like and subscribe, and have a great day. A great rest of the Christmas. Okay, this is Class 19, out.